Hey everybody, Jim Gonzalez here, EDI Support LLC. It's a Wednesday. It's near the end of the summer. As crazy as it is, we're middle of August, and here in Pennsylvania, it's very hot and humid, and it's a little hazy out there today. So I think we're supposed to have some thunderstorms. Hopefully, everybody is getting ready to enjoy the last few weeks. Summer, school's about to start, colleges are about to start. It's just pure craziness. At least I know that around my house. So hopefully you're enjoying your last few days of freedom. Anyways, so today what we're going to talk about is the EDI pricing trap. What SMBs need to know before signing. So a lot of things is this. The main point of what we're discussing today is so that you understand what we're hearing, what I'm hearing, what people are talking about that are in businesses dealing with EDI, and they're in that small to medium type company, and what they're paying. Like, some of the stuff that I'm hearing is absolutely ridiculous for what people are paying for EDI, so to move documents. You really want to get into there, and you really want to start understanding that some of those companies, which are most SMB owners, come into EDI and they have little or no knowledge of what is EDI and what do you need to do. So there's organizations out there taking advantage. There's organizations that are out there that are telling you you have to use them to process EDI, which is far from the truth. And with a little bit of conversation with people that are looking out and want to share knowledge and give you the best interest, is find somebody that deals in the EDI space, whether that's EDI Support LLC, working with me and talking with me. We have a Discord channel that you can reach out to and ask people, or hop on Reddit, ask questions inside of there. But get some knowledge, get somebody on your side to say, hey, before I sign this contract, let me do a little quick research. Let me look into something here, because I need to talk to people that are doing this. I need to understand what's going on. It's a big thing that's occurring, and these companies are spending a lot of money. Why does the knowledge gap become a profit opportunity for some vendors? Because some vendors are going to tell you, hey, listen, this is so hard, you'll never figure it out. It'll take you years, it'll take you months, it'll do all these things. And the scare tactics just come flowing your way. And because you're in a space that you don't know, you don't understand, what should it cost you? What should it look like? I've been dropping hints. My marketing team could probably kill me. All I know is, in the next few weeks, we will elevate you. Just remember that term. So what happens is, we have to look at what these clients are paying for. It's typically the small companies. A small company reached out and said, hey, and I'm going to start saying this. Hey, we're using SPS, and SPS is charging us $750 a month for 3 trading partners. I said, okay, how many documents are you doing? Because their focus is on documents, document volume. They're going to give you implementations for free if they really want your business. If they don't, they'll charge you for your implementation. Their sales tactics are all over the place. And this is across the board on different companies that are out there. They're not transparent in what they're doing. So I said to her, okay, so you have 3 trading partners. You're doing how many documents a month? Oh, well, we're doing 10 purchase orders. I said, you're doing how many? Well, on busier months, it could be like 30. So if we go the typical purchase orders, invoices, advanced ship notices, those type of documents that are flowing through your SPS platform, you're looking at maybe 30 to 50, just say under 100 documents. Yeah, 3 trading partners, under 100 documents a month. What are you paying? It flows, but typically on average, it's $750 to $1,000 a month. $750 to $1,000 a month. Do you have any type of integration that you're doing? Well, it's with QuickBooks, but half the time that connection doesn't work. So I have to spit out a CSV file, import it, or add them into QuickBooks myself and do a lot of manual entry. So you're paying $750 a month for a platform that sometimes integrates and sometimes doesn't, and sometimes you're doing manual entry for documents that you're under $100 or 100 documents a month. Well, yeah. And I think that's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Like, I confirmed to her that's ridiculous. So think about this. A lot of people are signing contracts, and that's what's happening to them. $750 to $1,000 a month doesn't seem like a lot to, larger organizations, but if you're a brand new organization, you're not doing a lot of products, and there's maybe you're a husband and wife team or a married couple or whatever it is that you are, single individual, and you're paying $750 to $1,000 a month for under 100 documents and 3 trading partners in total, you're getting ripped off. It's as simple as that. Don't care what you paid for the implementation. Don't care if the implementation was free. You're getting ripped off. It's as simple as that. And a lot of these companies and a lot of these organizations don't want you to realize that, because that adds up to being a lot of money for them if they get small businesses to pay that and they're unaware. That was a phone call I literally had. So when we look at what does their different pricing models look like for these EDI providers, some of them are charging thousands for mapping and onboarding, even if the maps already exist on other customers, from other customers. So, we have to do custom development. But what custom development do you have to do? You can copy and do some iterations and revisions to make it work for us. You guys have dealt with Walmart and Target and Amazon and Chewy and all these other companies. Why is it costing us tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars for implementation when you've already done it numerous times? I get there's going to be some modifications and there's time that's involved if you have to go through testing and you have to do all of those, but those fees should be small in comparison if you've already done it before. Or hey, we're not going to charge you any upfront fees, but we're going to lock you into a 3 to 5 year contract. Are you good with that? And here's the tier that we think you should be paying. Well, what made you come up with that tier? Well, we came up with that tier because we've seen a lot of organizations similar to yours, and that's the tier that they're doing too. Well, how much is that tier? Well, that tier is going to only cost you $1,500 a month. So $1,500 a month for 12 months times 3, because I have to sign a 3-year contract. Think of that. Think of how much money that is that you'd be paying out. So that's another common tactic. Charging extra for priority or 24/7 support. Sometimes they'll give you and they'll say, hey, this is an urgent production issue down, and you'll get a response that says, hey, we'll get back to you in 3 to 5 business days. That's a problem. Look at what their SLA is, or their service level agreements. We're also running into clients that are looking at features that are being bundled in. Some of these clients are getting, oh, well, don't you want analytics? You want analytics. That'll help you with figuring out what your business is doing, what items are being sold, all of those things. Isn't this great? Yeah. Oh, it's going to cost you an additional $300 a trading partner per month for those analytics on each one of those trading partners. Really? You can't get analytics from, if you're needing analytics, you should have an ERP or an accounting software or a team that can probably set up those type of reports a heck of a lot cheaper than $300 a month per trading partner. So you're going to see that. You're going to see some are going to charge you kilocharacters and documents fees. Some are going to charge you kilocharacter fees and say, oh, we don't charge per document. Okay, how do you charge? Some will charge you based on your actual number of trading partners. So they'll say, oh, well, this trading partner setting up with Home Depot is going to cost you $350 a month for Home Depot. And you're like, oh, okay, that's not bad. $350 a month times 12. What would that have cost you if you actually would have paid your per document fee? Well, if you're only doing 100 documents or 1,000 documents or 10,000 documents, what does it take to get up to $350 a month in documents? So you have to look at that too. So a lot of this is numbers and understanding what's being thrown your way and analyzing it and making sure that it makes sense for you and it's clear, clean, clear cut, and don't be sold on the, hey, we're throwing in the implementation for you. Also, review your contracts. Look at them. Some of them are multi-year contracts with auto renewal clauses and hefty early termination penalties. Those contract terms typically have hidden true costs. Read the fine print like you would with anything else. Read the fine print to see what engages a renewal of your contract. Some are, you add another trading partner. Some are, oh, you added analytics. Guess what? Your contract renewed for another year. They didn't tell you that, but it's on the document that you signed or you auto-signed for electronic. So read the terms on their websites. Do those type of things. What if you had somebody that didn't want to charge you a contract because they wanted to constantly earn your business? They wanted to be that relationship that you counted on and said, hey, I don't need a contract with you because guess what? I'm going to be here. And if you don't like me, I will help you move from our platform to your own platform or another platform. And I'm going to do that so that I can help you, so that you're good to go, your company's taken care of, and I'll see you later. Or stay with me for the longevity of your company, because guess what? You're not signing a contract. And our pricing is transparent. And our implementation fee is transparent. So all of these things are transparent, and it's right in front of you. You know it. You can see it, and this is how we handle things. And do your due diligence. And here's the other organizations that I think maybe you should have a conversation with. Look at these organizations. Look at all these companies that are out there. Review those companies. My marketing team probably could kill me about this. Again, remember elevate. Remember that key word, elevate. There's other organizations that you can review and that you can look at and you can compare that are out there. You can look at SPS, True Commerce, Crossfire. You can look at Interlink Commerce, Vantree. You can look at all of these different organizations, EasyCom, Crystal. You can look at platforms where you can set things up and do it yourself. You can look at Boomi. You can look at MuleSoft. You can look at Trade.io, Soligo, Jitterbit. Again, I'm throwing all these terminologies at you for organizations that you can do your due diligence and compare them. Because guess what? I have. And it's time to elevate. So be transparent. Look at your pricing. Look at the things that are going on. Charging for every minor spec update from a trading partner, even when it's just a few fields of changes, is crazy. Paying extra for support. You get the platform, but you don't get support? Explain that to me. That doesn't make any sense. Moving you or wanting to move you into a different pricing tier because of overages. Well, why is there overages? I don't understand overages. And why do I need to go to this next tier because of my overages? Because if I add up my tier plus the overages, I'm not at that volume level yet. Review what you got going on, or have somebody sitting by your side to give you open advice and give you things to think about and things to look into. All of that is necessary before signing these contracts. You know, what EDI actually costs to run for low volume small businesses is extremely low. But I will tell you, as a business owner doing those type of things, you have to engage and you have to understand what's involved. You got server involvement, you got people involvement, you got all of these things and all of these things that you need to account for from a cost approach. What would it cost you to do it yourself or leveraging a platform? Think about all of that. What does it cost to get AWS? What does it cost for all of those things? So you think about those different things of what's going on and what's happening before you just sign the contract. The real drivers in the costs are the maps, the support, the transaction volume, the server, all of those things. What's reasonable for 10, 50, or 100 documents a month? Where SMBs should draw the line. An SMB should draw the line if you start seeing that you're paying $750 a month, break it down into documents. You're doing 100 documents a month and you're paying $750. What's that number? Think about that. $7.50 per document. That's crazy. That's the way I look at things. And then I look at things from a business aspect, and I look at my profit that I'm making off of that particular order, because all of that is eating into your profit. Think about that. Is that relationship now worth it? That's great that you're on Chewy. That's great that you're with Walmart. That's great that you're with Target. But if you're paying that and your profit is being chewed into because you sell a small product with a very low profit margin, that's not good. Getting EDI set up for an organization and compliancy is basically just setting you up with an account and telling them you have a platform that you can deal with. So think about that. How do you avoid the pricing trap? You do your homework. Understand basic EDI terminology and processes. Always ask for all-in monthly costs for your actual volume. Itemize a list of fees. Does it cost me more when I add a user? Does it cost me more when I run a report? Does it cost me more to have scheduling? Does it cost me more for integration? What does it look like if I'm scaling and I'm growing and my volume grows? What are those numbers going to be? And it's a big red flag if they can't give you what that number is going to be. You should be able to easily figure it out. Or at least have them give you, hey, this is what it would look like if you doubled your volume. Here's what your price would be. Here's what your cost would be. Here's what I'm thinking you're going to probably be paying. Getting locked in on tactics because of proprietary formats, hard to exit contracts. We only do these certain documents. All of those things is not good for your business, especially when you're SMB. So understand what you're getting into. You got to know what your current, so the smart EDI buying checklist for SMBs is know your current and projected document volume. Have a list of your trading partners ready. Understand what systems you need that to integrate with. And if you don't need it to integrate with, then that's cool. Understanding how you're moving the volume and how you're moving those documents and how you're going to fulfill those orders or those claims or whatever it looks like. Know that. And if you don't, have somebody help you, whether it's on your team, an accountant, whatever it looks like. Ask for references of similar small businesses. Talk to the people. Don't just look based on that. Hop on Reddit again. Hop on Google. Jump into ChatGPT. Get into Perplexity. Get into all these different things. And I know I'm dropping a lot of different names, but I'm helping you to look, to figure out. Or reach out to somebody like me who, this is what I do. This is what I've done for the last 27 years. So I can give you advice. And sometimes it means not working with me. Sometimes it does mean working with me. Sometimes it means not. And I'm going to tell you from either approach. And again, do your due diligence. So when you're looking at things and you have a low volume but high pricing, that's crazy. If you're paying $1,000 a month for 50 to 100 documents or $750, it's time to ask why. It's time to ask, how am I locked into a 3 to 5 year contract and I'm paying these ridiculous amounts? It just doesn't make any sense. So I hope I got across to you where people are looking at, understanding the EDI pricing trap, understanding when people are doing a bait and switch, where they don't want you to look at implementation. They don't want you to look at the monthly costs. So they get rid of the implementation costs. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, what if I went with this other company that's actually charging me implementation, but charging me far less in documents, or far less in, there is no contract, or I'm not having to pay extra for users, or I'm not having to pay extra for reports, or I'm not having to pay extra for all these different features. They're just a part of the platform that I'm paying for. Think about that. Understand that. And if you don't, and you need somebody, reach out to us at EDI Support LLC. We're here to help. We're here to guide. We're here to give you information. Don't forget to follow us, like us, and subscribe to our LinkedIn and YouTube pages, and attend our next session where we will deep dive into 10 EDI pricing traps SMBs need to avoid. This is a part of us trying to give that information and that helpfulness with everything that's going on. So again, thumbs up, comment, likes, follow us, check out our Discord, check out, we're commenting on Reddit all the time. At least that's what I'm trying to do. We're just here to help. And if there's videos that you would love to see, knowledge that you would love to share, again, don't hesitate to provide it. So I hope you do well. I hope you have a great rest of your week. And please stay safe. Stay cool, because it is hot here in Pennsylvania. And I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.